Good day, everyone. Welcome to the Great Awareness. I hope that everybody is doing well, you are growing, and you are evolving in this time. Thank you so much for joining me again, and thank you so much for listening to my videos. Before we go further, please do subscribe, like, and share. Maybe this can help somebody that you know. If somebody comes in mind, please do not be shy to share with them. All right, so today I wanted to talk about the law of one, as how God laid it in my spirit, right? So understand that we are all one. Okay, we are one. There is only you. There is no other person. There is no somebody next door. We are one. Okay, it's only you, and that's why that's why the most second most important law was that you need to love your neighbor as you love yourself, because your neighbor is actually you in another form. So which means that if you do something to somebody else, especially something that is very malicious, then you are doing it to you also. And if you do something good for somebody, you are actually doing it for you as well. That is why you get something in return. You know, every single time you do something for somebody, whether good or bad, you get it back in return. And so just keep that in mind whenever you go and interact with people. Okay. I feel like that is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful, thing, you know, because you are able to, navigate, and you are able to take care of something other than yourself, knowing that that something is actually yourself. You're doing it for you. Okay. So when you judge someone, when you judge your neighbor, when you judge your sister, your brother, you know, your mother, for whatever particular reason, the judgment is on you too. Okay. If the judgment is on you too, because there is no separation between you two. Okay. Everyone is you. So what you see in a person is a part of who you are. So with this, so think of it this way. If I see that you are a little bit mean, right? You are mean to me, or you are rejecting me in any sort of way. So I must just ask myself, so that's what you see that you are rejecting about me, is what you it's a part of you that is missing, that actually I am mirroring, and it's something that you need to work out instead of pushing it away. Say vice versa for the both of us. Okay. It's because what we are in now is an illusion of a separation, but actually we are not separate from each other. We are all woven together in some way, shape, or form. And that's why we get to share space, you know. We get to share the space that we are in for a particular point in time. That's why people come and go, because they are there for a season and not for a lifetime. There are those that are there for a lifetime, but that the most of people that we meet are there for a season, because they are there to reflect a part of you that you need to work on in order for you to heal. Okay. And the separation is really it is represented right well in Matthew 7, 1 verse 4, where Christ explains that when you judge someone, the judgment is on you too. And he goes on to say, you cannot remove the speck in your brother's eye before removing the beam in your eye. Like, you know, when you are pointing your finger at somebody, your four fingers are pointing back at you. So it's the same thing. What you see in another person is actually what you should be fixing in yourself. There's something in yourself that is reflecting in that person, as I have explained. Okay. So this simply means that if you see something wrong with your brother, you need to check yourself first. It might actually be the Lord showing you, this is what you need to fix about yourself. Okay. All right. And then, So we find ourselves in situations, relation situations, work situations, all these situations that we find ourselves. I got to understand that each and every thing that happens in your life, it is not a coincidence. Okay. We find ourselves in these situations so that we get to understand and to know who we are, and get closer to what God has written about us. So God will send us situations and people to show us, to refine us, to refine us into being who he actually wants us to be, right? In Romans 8:28, it says that everything happens for our good, right? Which means, and you see this so clear when somebody that has that seems like they've made it, and when they tell you their story, they tell you the hardship that they've come from. They tell you the people that they have come across, the pain, the rejection that they have come across in order for them to get to where they are. That is what Romans 8:28 is talking about. It doesn't matter whatever state or whatever thing that is happening in your life currently, it is by design. Okay. The only thing is that you make a choice whether to learn from it or to repeat the cycle over and over again. But it is by design. It was written. Every person that you meet, everything, it is there to uproot what God has put on the inside of you, to uproot what you are meant to do in this life, to uproot what you are meant to be in this life. So everything and everyone that you could ever possibly meet in your life is there to teach you something. So the best thing is to reflect, the best thing is that's why it's so important to have a relationship with God as well, because then you can go and ask God, why is the situation happening? What is it trying to teach me? Right? Because at any given moment, we are learning something new. In Matthew 25 verse 42 to 46, this I found it was a very great example to explain how we are one, right? To explain the law of one. So Christ says, because you ignored the hungry people, the strangers, that are homeless, the sick and the thirsty, and the ones that are in jail, you have ignored him, right? And so they will go, and then I think they asked him, but how have we ignored you? And I believe that this is the law of one. If you would understand that everyone is you would take care of everyone better, right? Because you would know that you are taking care of yourself. So because he understood that everybody is him, everyone is a part of the body of Christ. Everyone is a part of the body of the church. So he knew that, right? So he was explaining the law of one. And so, yeah, in conclusion, the people and the situations in your life that are hard to face are actually what you should be facing, to heal the parts of yourself, because the situations are there to upgrade and to heal you, right? It's not to harm you, but to heal you, right? God has plans for us, many other plans in a man's heart, but God's purpose always prevails, and his purpose for us is not to destroy us, right? It's not to hurt us, but to upgrade us, to make us prosperous. You know what I mean? So, and I mean, we didn't make ourselves, right? So we can't really say that we know what we're supposed to do in the world when we did not make ourselves. Our story has already been written, so next time when you go through something, very hurtful, just remember this. Remember that it is not by chance. It is not by coincidence, but it is by design. And there is something that you need to learn from that, Before I go, actually, I remember at one time there was a girl that left her home to go to the shop, right? To go to the shop to buy some airtime. But the girl never returned home. So because she got hit by a car that was speeding, and she passed away instantly, right? And some people were saying that when we were having the conversation, some people were saying, but how can God do this? And why? And all of that. And I was like, you know what? Questioning what God does really is not our thing to do. Maybe we can try and understand, but not question why would he do such a thing. I mean, it was probably time for the girl to leave the earth, right? And then that guy that hit her was probably time for him to learn a hard lesson, because probably he had been warned a couple of times about speeding. And now it comes to a point where you actually kill somebody. Now you have to learn from. So see, we need each other. As much as some of us do hurt other people, but this is done so that God's purpose can be fulfilled. As it's very sad. It's very sad that sometimes it goes to a point where a life is lost, but there's a reason why that life is lost as well. Nothing is a coincidence. Okay. So yeah, I hope that you guys have a lovely day, and please take care of each other, and I'm not saying that you should now give, and, not have boundaries. That's not what I'm saying, because even Jesus had boundaries. But what I'm saying is that, look at it in a different eye, so that you yourself can heal from whatever it is this world is throwing at you. So yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.